All right. Ready to roll? Everyone having a good day here so far? We all right? Can we start by reviewing? How about those 4 methods of proving triangles congruent? 4 methods. Relax. I'm going to go around the room. Just want to review the 4 before I introduce the 5th. Let's do it, Thomas. First one up. In any order, doesn't matter. Just one method to prove triangles congruent. There's 4 of them. Side angle side's one of them. How about another one? Thomas, you're out of here. Whoa! If it's a 4-bagger, I got to call on you again. That's the rare 3 here. Oh, all right, Josh, take over.
Side.
Yeah. Aiden.
Angle, side.
Yep. And then what happens if that side doesn't? It might be included. Zeev. Okay, good. And that's all you have. And I was pretty happy with what you did yesterday on the quiz. I don't think I had any angles. A couple side angles that I wanted. It's not a way. Never will be a way. All right. Today, the 5th and final method. And I spend a whole day on this. I do it after the quiz because it is so unique compared to the other 2. All right. This method is called HL. HL. Again, the letters are even different than what we're used to. Just first, the H in HL stands for hypotenuse. That's what the H stands for in HL. Can I ask you what comes to mind when you think about the word hypotenuse? Anything at all? Josh, what comes to your mind?
Like right triangles.
Okay. They only happens in a right triangle, and that's great that he mentioned that because if I'm going to write the word hypotenuse, this method, and it's right here on your notes, this method can only be used in right triangles. So let's get that in our mind. If it's not a right triangle, I got to go back to my original 4. Only can be used in a right triangle. Ian, you had your hand up. What else? Pythagorean theorem. Yep, that's the C in Pythagorean theorem, right? What about its location? Like, how can I know which one of the 3 sides is going to be the hypotenuse every time? Matt?
The longest one.
Okay, what if I don't know the side lengths, though? Right? I don't know the side lengths. Pretend I don't know it's 5 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. Where you want to get a little more detail? Where's it located?
The one that isn't included in the name.
Okay. Good. That was a long way around it, but yes, the one that's not included in the right angle. How about the one across from the right angle? Opposite, right? So just because not all right triangles look like this. What if I, turned it upside down? What if I kind of rotated it? Right? That's the worst right angle I've ever done in 21 years. Yeah. It's always across from the right angle. Okay? The hypotenuse always across from the right angle. I'll leave that up there. All right, and the L stands for leg. Okay? H for hypotenuse, L for leg. And what's the leg referring to? Those are the 2 sides that make up the right angle. So if I were to mark my diagram right now, those 2 triangles would be congruent by this new method called HL, hypotenuse leg. Why isn't it side angle side, though? I see 2 sides in an angle, right? Side angle side. See, explain why is it, and I'm going to keep asking this today. Why isn't this side angle side?
The angle is between sides.
Right? The angle's got to be in between, and that right angle is not in between. And we're not writing down this ever. Okay, that's never going to be a method. So now we go HL. Okay, does everyone see HL in progress? Last thing, because you guys aren't ready to sniff a proof yet, please do not get in this bad habit. And that is, you see right triangles, it's automatic HL. They're congruent, but is this HL? No, what method is it? Angle, side, angle. Okay, so please do not get in the habit, right triangle equals HL. That's not the case. It might, but it also might be one of the other 4 reasons. All right, you ready to go? Ready to sniff an HL proof, maybe? All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this first one. Please just mark your diagram. That's it. Do not write down statement 2, anything in statement 2. Just mark the darn diagram. All right. I talked at the beginning of class, these proofs are going to get a little more complicated. And I think many of you probably already do this, but if you don't, I need you to start now. And that is make a plan before writing down statement 2. Because sometimes I see students do these, they just start writing down a ton of stuff they know is true, and at the end they're like, how do I wrap this all up? Make a plan. Know how those triangles are going to be congruent before you even write statement 2. So please do that, and I'm going to do that every time we do a proof going forward. So I already have a pair of sides. I have the right angles done. Is there anything you've already marked on your diagram in addition to that? Will? Which side? Yep, reflexive side CB. So I can mark that on my own. Now I'm looking at it. All right, now I start thinking, which one of the 5 methods could it be? Is this going to be side, angle, side? Because I see 2 sides in an angle. Side, angle, side? No, why not? Again, where's the angle? Not. It's not in between the 2 sides. So this is not side, angle, side. You know we're definitely not writing down SSA. So this is a right triangle. What are DB and AC? Those would be the what of each, the triangles? What do you think? Hypotenuses? Hypoteni? I don't have an answer, by the way. Is it, what's the, what? Hypoteni or hypotenuses? Right? Like if I have a rhinoceros, what's the plural? It's rhinos. Anyway, moving on. Okay, every time I get them. So I'll go hypoteni. Okay, I got the hypoteni, and what's CB in each of those right triangles? These are my hypoteni. This is my leg, right? So everyone see, I'm going to use HL, and it's a right triangle. Perfect. So I'm going to use HL. The hypoteni are already labeled and marked in the diagram in my statements. The only thing I haven't marked is what in the statements? The reflexive side, right? BC, congruent to BC, reflexive. I have the H, I have the L. Most of us would think now step 3 is going to be the triangles are congruent HL, but I can't do that. Okay, I can't do that yet. Zeev, go ahead. I think I know what you're going to say. So. Okay, I'm glad you said that. And the answer is no, I don't. Here's why. I know usually we're like robots, and I love it. If you say they're right angles, you say they're congruent. What's the name of this method again? HL. Do either of those 2 represent an angle? No. So in an HL proof only, I do not need to tell you the right angles are congruent. But because we're all robots in here, we're just I love it. If you happen to write it down, it's not wrong. It's just an extra step I'm never going to use. Okay, so don't worry about if you write it down or not. Right? But in an HL proof only, I do not need to say they are right angles, or I do not need to say the right angles are congruent. What I do need to say though is this, and this is why we're not ready to finish the proof. HL can only happen in one case, and that is if the triangles are. I can only use HL in what type of triangles? Right triangles. So you need to tell me the right triangles. Does everyone see the note I put up on your page there? When I say you must establish, that's what I mean. You have to write down you have right triangles. So in step 3, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to say they're congruent yet. We're going to say triangle ABC and triangle DCB are right triangles. How do I know that? Don't make it more complex either. Look at the diagram. How do I know they're right triangles? Because they have right angles, right? So right triangles have and we better make sure then, if right triangles have right angles, that we have right angles in the proof. And do it? Where? It was given. I just don't need to say they're congruent. Okay, I need to say they're right angles, but I don't need to say they're congruent. All right, now we have enough. We have H, L, and the fact that they're right triangles. Now we're all good to go. There's nothing extra I need. I can now say those triangles are congruent by our fifth and final method today, HL. Do you have any questions about HL and what is required now? I need the H, I need the L, and I need you to tell me they're right triangles. Are you ready for your longest proof of the year so far? Not overall in the year. We'll have longer ones, but whoa, all right. It's been a while. You ready? What do you got for me? Cube. Some people don't even know. We just had the Promethean person pop up. Let's go. You could have no homework tonight, even though it's only 2 proofs. But cube came up. The person came up, Matt. Let's go. Star. I'm only going to have 2 nominations. Drop.
G.
Come on, give yourself a chance here, at least. Only 6. All right, there we go. Yeah, good, everyone. What? Swing. Spin. What do we have? White? Yeah, there's a white. Different from slide left and right, though. Wipe everything just. There are curtains. Darn right there are. That's a popular one. A couple more here you're missing that I can think of, but if this is what you got, this is it. Any more nominations? Okay. Cube. It's not going to be the cube, huh? Stars. 5 stars. Drop. 2 drops. Pinwheels. 1, 2, 3 pinwheels. Shatter. Genie. Slide left or slide right. Swing. Curtains. Spin. Wipe. Fade. Clock. We haven't seen clock all year. I think that's I think that's garbage. You've seen clock. I'll show you clock then. All right, so we ready? Star it is. Could this be the first time this year? Could it be? Feeling good? Oh, and it also could have been the Promethean person again, I guess.
Is that just automatic no homework if you get back to back?
What's that?
If you get the guy back to back.
That used to be my rule. Yes.
That's like awesome.
Should I add that too?
Yeah.
Sure. You got no shot at it anyway, so I'll add it too. Why not? So if it's a Promethean person back to back or what you've guessed, sure, no homework. All right, there's no shot anyway. I'm gonna eat my words. Ready? Star, everybody. Oh, the drop. The drop. The two people for the drop. Okay, clock real quick. I got to remember how to do this. Page turn effects. Yep. Because right now I have it on random, right? Where's clock? It's probably not even called clock.
Rotate.
There it is, yeah. See? That's clock to me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we didn't have book either. Didn't have book. We had flip, page curl. Oh, we didn't have page curl. Missing a lot. So back on random. All right, ready to go? Nice little break from the proof action. Go ahead and mark your diagram if you haven't already. Go ahead and mark it all up. And we forgot to do the interview questions on the quiz yesterday. Did we talk about that? No, because I have you in period 3, so I always forget. Beginning of the school year, we talked about interview Wednesday. Everyone does their homework on Tuesday night. We have interview Wednesday, but you guys got to make the questions up. We talked about this on the first day of school. We did. Stop. We definitely did. I talked about Survivor and I talked about interview Wednesday.
No, you didn't.
You're gaslighting
You didn't talk about
us.
that. You talked about that, and then you talked about like the spelling bee.
So we never talked about interview Wednesday.
No.
All right. Well, every year we've always done interview Wednesday, which is if everyone does their homework on Tuesday night and I check in and it's all good on Wednesday, somebody here, including myself, gets interviewed and they get asked the same 10 questions.
Oh no, we talked. Oh yeah, we did.
We did. That's what I thought. Yes. Same 10 questions. First 2 are always the same, which is birth date and full name. And then you guys come up with the other 8 questions, which I wanted to do to write them down, nominations on the quiz yesterday, but I totally forgot. So we got to get that going because I just don't want to use past years. I want you guys to have some ownership on it. And these questions aren't your favorite color or your favorite food. Nobody cares about that. We want to know, like, if you could trade somebody from this class to period 3, who would you get rid of? And, we want to get controversial in here and awkward. So, one food for the rest of your life, that type of stuff, So stuff to think about here. Got to remember to do it next week then for the test.
Is it every Wednesday?
As long as you do the homework on Tuesday night, yeah. If not, we just skip it.
Do you nominate a person?
Number generator into it. And it's volatile. By the way, it's not. I would never ever put any of you on the spot. I've had kids in the past that are like, "No, I'm good. I don't want to do it. That's fine." We just get to know something more back. It's awesome. Like last year I never knew this girl did equestrian for rode horses, and we had like a 20-minute discussion in class of her riding the horses around the corner here and what she did and what she wears for it and everything. It was pretty cool. So I learned some stuff about students probably I never would by doing these interviews. So, and yes, I get interviewed too. So same questions you guys come up with.
You go first.
No, if my number comes up, I get I think Z, what are you, 16? So I'll take 17. If 17 comes up, then I'll get interviewed. I'll answer the awkward questions like who would I trade out of here to period 3. Let's go. Sorry, somebody's feelings are going to hurt. It's going to happen. Sorry. All right. All right, everyone's got everything marked here. I told you guys first day of school, right? We're Survivor game. Got to have some thick skin in here. We're going to joke around. Look at the proof statement. 1 congruent to 2. 1's not going to be congruent to 2 unless what's congruent first? Triangles they belong to. So has everyone identified those triangles? Okay, good. Now, what do I have in those triangles already for me? I have the right angles and I have a pair of sides. All right. Some of you got caught up in the quiz yesterday. Can I count BF and DE as sides in those triangles I need congruent? No, they're too long. All right, they're not actual sides. But I can use, let's start here. How can I use BF and DE to get to a pair of sides in those triangles? See, I can do subtraction. All right, so this is going to be subtraction first, but not in step 2. What's up, Ian?
Why do you have to use subtraction?
Why can't I say BF as a side?
No, if you already have a side and do the right angle.
What's your method going to be? I had the H, but I don't have the L.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Good. All I have is a pair of angles and a pair of sides. I need something else, right? Good. So I'm going to use subtraction now, but not in step 2. You're not ready to subtract. I only have one pair of equal quantities. What's the other pair I'm going to need to write down that's going to be involved in the subtraction? Matt?
Yeah.
EF, right? Reflexive. Okay, I need that in there. I need that in there before I subtract, because now watch what you write when you subtract. Give me the subtraction statement now, please. Subtraction statement. 1, 3, not here. 1, go ahead, Charlie. What's the subtraction statement?
Mine segment BF minus segment EF, DE minus EF.
Yep, BF minus EF, and then DE minus EF. Good. There's subtraction. And then right after subtraction, we're going to roll with substitution, right? Not going to change. And that substitution step gets us BE congruent to FD. All right, so now I have a second pair of sides. And I get it, guys. It's HL day. I get it. But please also recognize, why is this not side angle side? Right angle's not in between. Right angle's not in between. It's not side angle side. But does everyone see the H and the L? H was given to us. L we just proved by substitution. So I could say they're congruent by HL, but not yet. You still need to tell me, what about the triangles? What's a requirement before you use HL? You need to tell me they are right triangles, but I can't even do that. I have them on the diagram, but not in my proof yet. What am I still missing that would make them right triangles? Gabby? The right angles, yes. So I need to tell you angle AEB and angle DFC are right angles. Perpendicular lines form right angles, or definition of perpendicular. Again, if you're just in the habit of saying they're congruent, it's not wrong. It's not wrong, but I don't need to here. Now I need to tell you that these triangles are right triangles. Triangle AEB and triangle DFC are right triangles. And just a quick note here, if anybody's worried, I don't care about the order of your sides or angles until you write a congruent statement. Okay, so I don't care in this step 6 if you write the sides and angles in the correct order or not. It's the next step I'll be looking for. Right triangles have right angles. Now you could say the triangles are congruent by HL. Just make sure your sides and angles match up here. This is where I do check. So triangle AEB is congruent to triangle. If I go AEB, I got to go CFD. HL. Longest proof of the year, huh? Congrats. And now the triangles are congruent. I can list any of the corresponding angles or sides congruent, but I'm looking for angle 1 congruent to angle 2. And what do we call that again? Let it roll off your tongue. CPCTC. Anything? Okay, my first 2 periods of the day. These are the first two proofs we did. We did not do, little fade. We did not do this one because this is, starts with an H, ends in owners. Honors level proof. Yes, here we go. Go ahead and mark your diagram up. Owners has a W. No, not here. All right, we're going to make a plan here first, and I'm going to let you and your group finish the plan. Or execute it, at least. The thing we don't like about this is the prove part, right? I've never asked this of you. It's always been proving something congruent. Never asked you to prove something bisects an angle. All right, no issues, though. No issues. Ready? I want to kind of work backwards with you. If this is going to be true, if we're going to show this is true, what two angles need to be congruent for this to be true? Right? If AB is going to bisect DAC, that must mean that these two angles are going to be congruent first. Well, angle DAB and BAC. Yep. These two angles have to be congruent before that becomes a bisector. How are you going to get those two angles congruent? Keep working backwards. Only if the triangles are congruent. See you later. The only thing I'm going to help you with is the last reason. All right, you and your group, get me those angles congruent for me. Yeah, relax. Work with your group. Okay, you and your group, get those angles congruent. And then we'll talk about the last reason. I'll write my work up here as well. I don't want to see your proof either. Just work with each other, talk it out, and see if all your statements match mine up here. Not in the same order, though. Doesn't need to be in the same order. I just did it too. Robot, I just did it. It's going to put the right angles congruent. It's okay if I did, though. Okay, everyone up to the angles being congruent by CPCTC. All looks good. Make sure they had right triangles and the right angles. So now that I have the angles congruent, now I can say confidently that AB bisects angle DAC. I don't have a magic reason here. I want to ask you guys, how do we know it bisects? What do you think? Reason? It's true. Why? Why is it true? Go ahead, Steve. What do you think?
Because the bisector split the angle in half, and DAB and BAC are congruent.
That's a lot to write. What are you basically telling me? You just straight up gave me the definition of a bisector, yeah. But if you want to write that, Steve, too, that's correct, yeah. You just basically went into the dictionary and gave me the definition of a bisector. Yep, fine with me. All right, so that's about as crazy as it's going to get for now. And we only have 2 proofs, and play your card. We spent a lot of time on guessing the slide, so we don't have too much time, but you got 5 minutes at least to start. The total answer key is up on up on Classroom, all right? The answer key is up on Classroom because there's only one version of each. There's not multiple.